start by telling us what your mindset was towards the end of regulation, what you decided you had to do and how you did it?
Yeah, I mean, we knew we had to get some threes up. I mean, I just tried to get to a spot and raise and shoot. Thankfully, he jumped, and I didn't get my feet set like right away to shoot it. So I was able to just kind of lean in and make a shot.
And what about the other one at the end of regulation?
I mean, that's just a lot of reps, going right, throwing the ball out, chasing it, and Rico been on me all year about shooting the deep ones, and I've been working on it all year, so it pays off.
How does it feel to get this one?
Mandatory, like we had to. Season on the line, and we fought for 53 minutes, never gave up, even when we were down late. Guys still went out there and made plays, and it was big time.
You feel kind of like a dream come true. I mean, when you're practicing those run-out threes and drop, you're going up and there's nobody in the gym. What's going through your mind? You think, okay, this is for the win, for the tie.
What's going through my mind right there was just find a way to survive. Like I said, our season's on the line. I mean, like, I trust my work. I trust what I've done all my life, and just try to get to a spot and raise up and knock a shot down.
You've hit big shots. You've had fourth quarter heaters before you've been in playoff games, but to do it when the season's on the line and to come away victorious and know that you in large part saved the season, I guess what goes through your head when you think about something like that?
Yeah, I just remember the last fourth quarter, I wasn't in rhythm. I didn't play well. I wasn't aggressive. I was and I refused to let that happen, this time. And I came out aggressive, from the as soon as the fourth quarter started, as soon as we got the ball, I was going out there aggressive. And being aggressive doesn't mean shooting every single time. It just means making a play every single time you have the ball, being aggressive, being a threat to score. So that was that. And then I just missed those 3 free throws, man. I'm going to give a quick shout out to Buddy Hield because I was on the bench and I was really upset. I was really upset with myself. I missed 3 free throws, turned the ball over, and Buddy Hield just kind of grabbed me and said, listen, dude, you know what you can do. Go out there, make up for it. And I really do appreciate Buddy for that, man. I know it's going to go unnoticed, but it was big time for him.
And when you guys forced overtime, you walk down the baseline or walk down the side of the court, yelling and screaming, I guess. What were you saying? And it seemed like the way you were acting is like you knew that y'all were going to win that game.
I was saying some things that my grandma probably wouldn't like, honestly. But, I mean, listen, that's a lot of emotion. Like I said, man, I'm a happy guy, but I absolutely hate losing it, especially when it's certain times. Like, I missed 3 free throws, crucial free throws. Then I turned the ball over late. I'm like people don't see me upset a lot, but I was really upset. I just wanted to go out there and make up for it for my teammates, man. I feel like I played pretty well the whole game, and then for us to lose a game like that, lose it the season like that, I would have been crushed. So I'm just we got to go out there. We got to go out here and compete another game. We survive, and we got to go home, and our fans are going to rally behind. We're going to try to rally behind them and go out there and be aggressive.
Have you seen highlights of Reggie Miller's game here, 8 points in 9 seconds?
Yeah, I seen it. I was kind of talking to our trainer, Kevin Johnson. He was talking about that after the game, but I got to go back and watch it a little bit more. That was a long time ago.
I mean, you do things here, it pretty much makes a memory. I mean, people are talking about what you did here, maybe like that, you think?
I mean, yeah. I mean, honestly, I know this is cliche or whatever, but I'm trying to flush the game. I know what we have to do in 48 hours, and we can't let this roll over. We have to watch this a whole new game, and our season's back on the line again come Thursday, I think we play. So, I mean, yes, it was great, big time performance from everybody. Joel was huge down the stretch, getting rebounds and just being 7 foot. And we appreciate him for that, fighting through, fatigue and injury and all that. And Tobias made big free throws, big shots. So proud of the guys.
As you flush this
Last one, guys.
I know you said right away that you trust your work. For those that are now paying attention to you sort of anew on a national, international level, can you describe your work ethic, and how you got to the point where you could perform that way tonight?
I mean, my dad, I know I say this a lot, but my dad always said, proper preparation prevents poor performance. So it's like he's been on me since I was a kid about working and just finding ways to get better every single day, no matter what, whether it's watching film, whether it's working on your body, whether it's just going to the gym, getting some shots up. So for me, I just work my tail off every single day, no matter what the scenario is, no matter what the circumstances is. And, you know, it's funny, I had a conversation with Mel on the bus today coming back, and we was talking about, you know, getting our first DNPs in the NBA. And I was like, man, I went home and shed some tears, but I just remember, like, the next day I was working so hard to, like, never have that feeling again. And, man, it feels, it's a good moment to see, you know, your work come to light.
Please go. You know, we're on the brink of having your season end tonight. It seemed like you left everything out there collectively. So
Yeah.
how do you, as a team, as an athlete, kind of summon everything back up to be able to do that again 2 nights ago?
It's a new game. One, tonight was definitely a hard-fought win. We had to make big plays in this game, and, you know, we knew that what their goal was, and we knew what our goal was. Our goal was to win, and their goal was to finish the series, but we gave ourselves a fighting chance, and just taking it back home is everything for us right now because we got to take it one game at a time, but, you know, it's going to be an even harder fought battle.
You've obviously had a huge role defensively in this series, guarding Brunson so much. As someone who's on the perimeter so much, how comforting is it, I guess, when you have someone like Joel protecting the rim, especially at the level that he was in overtime today?
It's everything, man. You know, that was the scheme going into the whole year, right? It's like be ultra aggressive on the perimeter, funnel everything into, you know, our 7'2" beast down there, and, you know, obviously he's fighting his battles right now, but at the end of the day, the will that he has, the will that we all have to just try to get stops and, you know, give that effort is everything that we need.
What happened on that, like, design play where you got the backs for you threw the ball, you were open, you kind of fumbled, they converged and you hit it?
Yeah, you know, that was a play we've been running, right? Can't tell you the play name, but we've been running that play, and you know, we kind of set him up a little bit. You know, they were keying in on Tyrese. He had huge shots, and he was a super threat behind the arc. And you know, we knew that a back cut would be open because we've been doing everything kind of pick and pop, pick and rolls. So it was just a genius play by coach in that moment.
Coach was talking about just the illness you were fighting through just to be able to play. Can you take us through, you know, what today was and how you were able to get out there?
Yeah, man, I feel like dog water right now, but even dogs drink it. So, you know, I had to, you know, I feel good, man. I've just been drinking, you know, a lot of water. I don't really like taking medicine. I didn't take medicine. I probably should have, because I remember when Reese was here, he said that he took medicine and he had the same thing that I was dealing with. He had 50. So, but yeah, man, I feel okay. I mean, I'm gonna give my all and my heart and my soul, you know, each and every time I step on the court. Fatigue was a factor. You know, I had a little bruise on my leg from last game as well. That was a factor. But at the end of the day, man, just doing whatever I can, just scrap, you know, a little bit of whatever I can bring to the table to help us win. And that was the goal tonight. And I'm just happy that, you know, I could lean on my guys.
Kelly, you mentioned Tyrese, I guess. How quickly this season, being alongside him, the locker room, on the floor, did you realize he's capable of, you know, special kind of stuff like this?
All year. You know, he stepped into a new role this year, and, you know, obviously we all know that he's not under a long-term contract right now, and, you know, just his will to work. We have the same trainer. His will to get better, his will to listen is everything, you know, and he's still young, and he's a sponge. And when you have that work ethic and that mindset, you know, in this league, you know, the sky is the limit. So I'm super proud of him, super happy for him, and, you know, I'm just happy to be alongside him. You know, me bros are still standing for one more, you know, like, and we're gonna just continue to just ride.
When you see him come off that screen, last second of the game, gets to the logo, pulls up, what's going through your head as you're watching him there?
Godspeed. You know, like, I mean, he works on that shot, actually, you know, warm-ups, you probably see him shooting that shot and things like that. But it's just ultra confidence, and it's the will not to lose. And honestly, the way he was flowing in that fourth and in that OT, like, everything was good. So, you know, I was okay with it, you know, and it went in. So definitely was a big-time shot from a big-time player.
Do you feel like the season flashed before your eyes down the stretch there?
No.
Coach, do you mind taking us through the end of regulation from where you were standing, specifically what you saw from Tyrese?
Well, we had to get up the floor quick and get a 3-ball up, right? I'm glad that we didn't mess around and try to keep working for something or whatever. We had a little play called that has a counter to it, and one of the options is him just pulling up. Now I know that was a deep one, but he raced it up there and took his chance.
What does it say about your team that you were able to just gut this one out?
Well, I think the wasn't the greatest of circumstances. I don't think we played great. I think it was all it was guts. We hung in there. They made some huge runs in the first half. They made some really good plays as well to kind of continue to come back at us. Again, it seems like every time we get a 4-point lead, they'd take the lead again. But mostly we just hung in there, man. That's it.
Embiid got put on his heels a lot in this game with Brunson and the pick and roll, but in that overtime, 3 big defensive plays in a row, the contest on Hart, I think the strip, and then a block. Where do you think that came from?
I'm not sure. I mean, you guys have seen him play before. He can do those things. It just didn't seem like that was going to appear tonight. Right? He obviously was not feeling great. It was a tough game for him. Very difficult, but he found a way to do that stuff. I mean, he can move his feet, he can block shots, he can strip the ball. We've all seen him do that when he's super engaged and trying to get a stop. And it was good that he finally came up and was able to dig down and do that.
On the other end, with 9 turnovers, I guess that's just the 9 turnovers from Joel.
No, that was. I mean, considering the circumstances, for sure, best game.
I guess it's just the 9 turnovers from Joel on the other end. Like, what do you think maybe they did to maybe bother him, or is like?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at him. I mean, obviously they're sending a lot of people at him, right? I think there's again, like, probably you guys were watching the game. I was probably pretty disappointed at the half because we were getting unbelievable shots. He was making great reads out of all the double teams. We weren't making any. Right? It got our defense a little frazzled there too. But he did commit some turnovers. It looked like he just rushed a couple from what I could tell. But I'll have to look and hopefully have some answers for that coming back.
And then just Tobias, like what did you see from him to be able to kind of get going again in the opposite end?
Yeah, he was really good. I thought he made the shot of the night, to be honest with you. We were down 5 and spinning out of control, and he came down and made a huge, super tough 17-foot turnaround to cut it back to 3 after the momentum. The place was going crazy, and that to me was like second best shot of the night.
Kelly wasn't feeling good earlier, but had some
He did okay. He was really struggling, laboring through some moments out there, as you guys probably saw. But when he finally got off the floor, he said, just give me a few minutes and I'll be ready to go back. So it was good. I mean, he worked hard, and I don't think he feels great.
What went into the decision to give Joel that minute or so of rest in the fourth quarter? Was this just about him seeming to run out of gas?
Yeah. He just had a really, really, really uncharacteristic stretch of plays, right? Just like felt like we just had to grab him something and try to at least talk to him and give him a minute or two to settle down.
Did you get a sense? I know you mentioned he wasn't feeling great. Did you get a sense it was more the migraines, was it the knee? Like, what was bothering him?
I don't know, but he certainly wasn't feeling great.
What do you work on for defense?
What can we work on? Well, I think that it's always going to be a lot of blown defensive things that we did that we got to try to cut down. Like just schematically, usually in these kind of games you're going to make mistakes, but you got to keep it around the 6 to 9 where you just blow the scheme. We probably had about 15 of them tonight. We got to figure those out. And then I just think there's probably a little better rhythm we can play offense as well.
I know it's probably hard
Last one, go.
to zoom out from where you're sitting right now, but understanding what Tyrese was able to do tonight at 23 years old, where does that sort of, in context, rank among great performances you've seen, or how did you see it?
Well, I think considering that our number one option was struggling, right? For him to kind of say, all right, I gotta put this team on my back and go, and just kept encouraging him, like, to take his chances, take his shots, make plays, and he certainly did it, and he got in a rhythm and made a whole bunch of them.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks everybody.
Fire away, folks. Tobias, it looked like tonight you guys needed every ounce of what you had to win this game. How do you get that back 2 nights from now? You know, you're playing with your backs against the wall every. How do you summon that energy again? You know, after you give everything.
It's the playoffs. You know, it's the playoffs. So that, you know, that's what's expected on a night-to-night basis, especially when your back's against the wall, like tonight and like the next game that we'll have. And for us, it's just to, you know, come out there and play harder, play tougher, play stronger, do everything, magnify every possession that we have to get the best shot that we can. And I thought tonight we just did a great job of trusting each other out there and making the right plays and being able to, you know, really, when things didn't go our way sometime, to move on to the next play and stay with it. So we need that same type of energy, that same type of team morale as well, picking each other up out there, and just keep it rolling with the same effort.
Tobias, you've been with Tyrese his whole career up to this point. I guess, was there a moment along the way that you thought, this is going to be a guy who makes big shots, makes big plays in the playoffs, like anywhere you could pinpoint that light bulb went on?
I mean, I think it was his first playoff appearance that he had for us. In that, I think it was not his first, but the first time he was in the playoffs when we played Atlanta. You know, you saw like flashes of how good he can be and how he really embraces the moment. And you know, obviously with more opportunity and the basketball being in his hands more and more now, he's totally just taking that to another level. Tonight, that fourth quarter, that last minute, you know, what he was able to do was spectacular for us, and he carried us right then and there. And we were just, you know, even in overtime, you know, we were just expecting him to make every play out there for us as a group, and he did a great job of also being out there and understanding how the defense was playing him and making the right read. So. You know, it is a big-time game from a big-time player.
You had a lot of timely shots during this one, but you also scored the first 5 points of the game. I guess, how important does it feel sort of in the moment when you can kind of set the tone that way?
Oh, it was great. I mean, I think just, you know, taking advantage of the opportunities. Coach drew up, you know, some good looks for me early on to get me going. And, you know, I think that was just big for myself and overall, just getting into a rhythm, getting into a flow out there, and just playing off of that type of energy. And so, yeah, that was great for me.
Was there anything that your teammates said that pushed you when you guys were behind?
Me personally, or like the whole group?
Personally.
Oh no, just everybody coming together and really understanding that, you know, we can do this, right? And that. You know, we got to stick with it and be ready. You know, the NBA is a game of runs, and you know, we were at the Garden and had a very bad last minute of basketball before when they beat us, and here we are and was able to kind of, you know, rewrite what we wanted in that stretch that we were able to have tonight. So it was big for us.
Tobias, Coach just said that besides Tyrese's shot at the end of regulation, yours, when you guys were down 5, was the biggest shot of the game, 17-footer. What does that type of praise, how does that sound to you, and where do you get the composure to be able to perform in that type of environment in that way?
No, I think, you know, with everything and the type of you know, stature of this type of game and what it means for the whole group is you just kind of just want to stay balanced and stay even keeled and understand that, you know, at that point we needed to get a shot up. Shot clock was running low. and was able to just get a good look off. But you know, for me personally, it's always staying balanced in the moment of it and understanding that my opportunity is going to come, and tonight was a great game of that, of being ready and staying with it, staying composed. And I think for our whole group, it's kind of the name of the game for us during the playoffs is, you know, we're going to need added efforts from different guys. Obviously, we know this team is centered around Tyrese and Joel being the focal points for our offense, but everyone else has to really complement them in different ways. And sometimes that's going out there and being the best screener, playing the best defense out there, and you know, rebounding, and you know, it's a collective effort as a whole group, and we understand that. And I thought tonight, with the way that we were able to play, like, we got great balanced efforts from a lot of guys.
Tobias, you mentioned the sense of balance. I think some people would point out that it seems like at times you could assert yourself more in games. Do you feel that too? Do you hear that kind of feedback, criticism, whatever you want to call it? I understand where you're coming from when talking about balance, but I think there's a sense that there are times where you could take more shots, do more with the ball, those sorts of things.
I mean, I haven't got that feedback from the coaching staff, and I kind of go by how they project our team to play on a night-to-night basis. Every game I watch film religiously on how we play and different opportunities out there. And I could be the first to tell you that I'm not passing up opportunities. I mean, from time to time, I do make the right basketball play, and sometimes that may be turning down a shot to get somebody a better shot. And if that is criticized as not being assertive, I would just say that that's always how I play basketball with 5 guys, of getting people in the flow in the course of a game, because I understand how important just overall movement is for the team on the basketball floor. But I mean, there are some opportunities from time to time that I see that maybe I could, but during this playoff stretch, it hasn't been like, there's like, oh my God, you're turning down 10 shots a game. No, it's like, we may look at 1 or 2. Yeah, so like I say, I stay balanced and understand that night to night, different teams are going to guard us in different ways and take advantage of those opportunities.
Take 2 more, guys, 2 more. How do you stay level when you end up on Brunson defensively quite a bit? When you have those good defense, better offense possessions where you make tough shots, like how do you not then step out of your comfort zone and like lunge or jump and shot fakes, things like that? Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, for him, he's such a crafty guy and can get to the free throw line. And you know, he baits you to jump certain times and you know, hit you a few times to kind of get you off balance. But I've kind of understood that if he's going to shoot a pull-up 2 and it's contested, like, you know, a good contest, and I'm kind of going to live with those. It's you know, not allowing him to get good looks at pull-up 3s and, you know, straight line drives to the basket. But he's a very crafty player, very good and shifty with all his moves, and he's a tough cover for sure, especially having low center of gravity. But for me, it's just to stay solid. If he makes a few, you know, you got, you know, if your hand is up and it's a good contest, and you just kind of got to live with it. He's that good of a player.
Joel's defense.
We'll do 2 more. To go, Adam, go first, then you can close this, okay?
Joel's defense tonight, particularly in overtime, even though he was struggling offensively, it seemed like he came up with a lot of crucial stops. As someone who spends a lot of time on the perimeter and has guarded Brunson a lot, how, I guess, I don't know if comforting is the right word, but maybe how comforting is it for you to know that you have such a, you know, stout guy guarding the rim?
Yeah, we know, I mean, with our defensive game plan and how we're trying to play it, we know that pick and roll, we're kind of just leaving that at 2-on-2 and you know, living with the result of it. You know, Joe's one of the best defenders in the league at his position, and is able to protect the rim. And on a lot of pick and rolls that they're doing, you know, we're keeping him back and just being at the rim to kind of funnel those guys to challenge him there. So he's done a great job of that, and that was huge for us in that overtime, like last 3 minutes.
As you said, Joel is really the focal point of your offense. How does it change your approach when he's sort of laboring like he was tonight with his injuries?
Just to stay ready and see different looks out there. I think, you know, he's battling with everything. And, you know, I thought that as a group, we kind of got to do a better job of presenting ourselves when he's getting double teamed and whatnot. And we'll watch film on that and figure out ways and spacing all the way around the floor. But for us, it's just to make his life easier out there so he can get to some of those isolations and go score. But overall, I thought he just did a good job of just staying with it tonight. That was the biggest thing. Not the greatest night offensively, but it's the playoffs, and if you can contribute to helping your team win, that's all that matters.
Thanks, Tobias.